Which is better, the Samsung Galaxy A31 or the Samsung Galaxy A30? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A31 and the Samsung Galaxy A30. Now, the Samsung Galaxy A31 was launched in March of 2020, and the Samsung Galaxy A30 was launched in March of 2019. So the A31 is 1 year newer than the A30, and the A30 at this point is over a year old. Without a doubt, the A31 is the better device. However, you can snag an A30 nowadays used or even new at a cheaper price than the A31. So at that point, the question comes up of whether or not you should spend the extra money to get the A31. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything that is new with this phone compared to its predecessor, and hopefully that will help you with making a buying decision. Or if you're just watching for entertainment, that's fine too. But definitely take a look at the links in the video description to see the most up-to-date pricing for both phones. But at the time of me recording this video, you can get a Galaxy A31 for around $250, and you can get a Galaxy A30 for around $200. So it's about a $50 difference, but again, that could change at any time, so take a look at the links in the video description. Now, both devices feature 6.4-inch displays. They are both Super AMOLED, and they're both 1080p. With the Galaxy A31, we're getting a PPI of 411 compared to the A30 with a PPI of 403. Yes, they're different, but they're also very similar. Now with the A31, we're getting an aspect ratio of 20:9, and with the A30, we're getting an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. So a little bit of a taller, more narrow form factor with the A31 compared to the A30, but in general, both phones do share a very similar design. They also both feature an 84.9% screen-to-body ratio. So I like that they're both 1080p. They definitely look very sharp and clear. You can see how vibrant and bright these colors are on these phones, and that is because they are both Super AMOLED, and definitely Super AMOLED makes a big difference. So typically, you wouldn't get devices with displays that are this bright and great looking with phones in this price range. But Samsung has some of the best display technology out there, so it's pretty incredible that they're able to offer this level of quality with devices in this price range. Now up top here, both phones do feature water drop notches, and with the Samsung Galaxy A31, we're getting a 20 megapixel front-facing camera compared to a 16 megapixel front-facing camera with the A30. Now with the A31, at least this variant of the phone, we're getting 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and with the A30, we're getting half of that at 64 gigs. Now both phones do give you microSD card expansion though, which is of course very awesome. Now neither of these two phones feature wireless charging, but they do both feature face unlock, and they both feature fingerprint sensors. But the biggest difference with the fingerprint sensor is that with the A31, the fingerprint sensor is in the display, and with the A30, the fingerprint sensor is located on the back of the phone. Now it kind of comes down to personal preference for which one you prefer. I would say that having it in display is a bit more exciting. It's a little bit more of a modern feature. But on the other hand, I feel like it's a little bit quicker and more responsive and reliable with it on the back of the phone. And especially with the A30, it does seem to be faster with this one here. So let me know in the comments which way you prefer, whether it's in the display or on the back of the phone. Now also on the back of the phones are the camera modules, and there are certainly some very big differences here. So with the Samsung Galaxy A31, we're getting a quad camera setup. We're getting a 48 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera, and a 5 megapixel macro camera, compared to the A30 where we're getting a 16 megapixel camera, which is actually a very wide camera for a standard camera, and then we're getting a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera, which is also an ultra wide angle camera. So let me give you a demonstration of it with both devices here. Let's put this plant over here, and then I will pull up the camera apps in both phones. So first thing is, here's how things look through the selfie camera. So I would say definitely with the A31, colors look better, everything looks better in general. And you can check out my reviews of the devices to learn more about the photo quality in more detail. But flipping over to the other cameras here, Here's how things look with the standard cameras on both phones. So yeah, it's pretty wide with the A30, a little bit wider than the A31 it seems. And then switching over to the ultra wide angle cameras, you can see things are extremely wide here as well. Now it does seem like with the A30, you can fit a bit more content into the frame, but on the other hand, the picture here looks brighter and clearer with the A31. So without a doubt, I would say the A31 does have the better cameras of the two. Of course, you're also gaining the macro camera, but some people consider that to be a bit of a gimmick. It's really just for close-up photos, and you can usually take pretty good close-up photos with the standard camera anyway. Now with both devices, of course, we do get portrait mode with the front and rear cameras, which is to be expected, especially since we have a dedicated depth sensing camera with the A31. Now internally, both phones feature 4 GB of RAM, and with the Samsung Galaxy A31, we are getting the MediaTek Helio P65, and with the Samsung Galaxy A30, we're getting the Samsung Exynos 7904 processor. Now I did run some benchmark tests with both phones, and we'll check out the scores right now for those. And with the Samsung Galaxy A31, we got an overall score of 149,434 compared to a score of 108,239 with the A30. So definitely a better score here with the A31. I know that MediaTek has had a kind of bad reputation for a while now, but their Helio processors have come a long way, and I especially really like their higher end Helio processors. I think they do a really good job, and the P65 is certainly one of the ones that I do actually prefer. Now later on in the video, I will do a side-by-side speed test comparison with these two phones so you can get a better idea of how the speeds are in real-life situations. Now with both devices, video recording does max out at 1080p, and with the Samsung Galaxy A31, we're getting a beefy 5,000 mAh internal battery, so a really massive battery. It's going to give you really good battery life. And with the A30, we're getting a smaller but still large 4,000 mAh battery. Now with both phones, you do get 15-watt fast charging, so it is nice that you can charge up these beefy batteries in a fairly timely manner. Now both devices do feature Android 10 with Samsung's One UI 2.0. Now when the A30 was launched, it had Android 9 of course, but it has since gotten that update to Android 10. So it is cool to see that Samsung did indeed give this phone the update. I'm not sure if it's ever going to get Android 11, but at least with the A31, it will get Android 11. So if you are wanting to get a device at this point that's maybe a little bit more future-proofed, and you want to get a device that will get Android 11 guaranteed, then the A31 is probably your only option out of these two. Now here are the boxes of the two devices. Just want to show you really quick, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, it is pretty cool though that they have continued on with the same design of the boxes from year to year. I hope they continue this into the future as the A series continues on. I just like how they keep things really consistent. It makes it easier to keep up with the various models of the devices, and I think it's just kind of a cool touch overall. But now that we've talked about the specifications of the two phones, let's get a little bit deeper into the hardware here. So you can see up front, just taking a look at these two devices, definitely a very similar form factor. We've got notches at the top, we've got thicker bottom bezels, but overall I think both still do look good even now in 2020. Now both phones do feature an all-plastic build, minus the display of course, and on the left side of the devices, they both feature the slot for the microSD card and SIM card. Then on the right side of the two phones, they both feature the volume button and power button. Then on the top, they both feature the noise-canceling microphone. Then on the bottom, they both have an identical setup with a 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB-C port for charging and data transfer, a microphone, and a speaker. And then on the back of the two phones, there are some differences. With both phones, we do have the camera modules, of course, with the flash, and then nothing else really with the A31. And then with the A30, we do have the fingerprint sensor. And by the way, I really like this blue color on the A30. It's pretty unique. I haven't seen too many other phones that come in light blue like this, and I really like that wavy texture to it as well. On the other hand though, I also like the way that the A31 looks. This is the prism white color, and I like how we're getting almost like a rainbow look to it. So both phones look really sharp, and I'll tell you what, if you were out in public and you handed these phones to a random person and you asked them if these are low-end phones or high-end phones, I'm sure they would tell you that they're high-end phones because they do look nice. They do look premium. Let's now do a speed test comparison between these two devices. So I did clear out all the recent apps on both phones, which is good, something that you do want to do before doing a test like this. And let's pull up the camera apps on both phones. So 1, 2, 3, go. And it looks like it was about a tie with both phones, maybe a little bit quicker with the A31, but not too much quicker. Let's now go to Google Chrome on both phones. 1, 2, 3, go. And definitely a little bit quicker there with the A31 in comparison. Let's now go to yahoo.com. 1, 2, 3, go. And it looks like Yahoo is quicker to pull up on the A31 out of the two devices. Let's now go to engadget.com. 1, 2, 3, go. And it looks like it was quicker to pull up on the A31, but not too far behind with the A30. Scrolling is pretty smooth with both phones. I mean, good thing we have 4 gigs of RAM because that almost doesn't even seem like enough here. But yeah, decent performance. It does get the job done. Of course, if you want flagship performance, you're going to have to get a flagship. That's all I've got to say. But for a lot of people, this will get the job done completely. I mean, really, in fact, probably for 98% of the people out there, these phones are plenty fast. But let's now go to this article. 1, 2, 3, go. And the article is quicker to pull up on the A31. Pinch to zoom, pretty smooth on both phones, so that's good. Viewing angles are also great on these devices, and that is due to them having those really good 1080p Super AMOLED displays. So in conclusion, which phone is the better choice of the two? Now, without a doubt, if you go for the A30, you will save some money. In fact, if you buy this phone used, in fact, they're quite plentiful used because the phone has been out for over a year now. You can go on eBay and pick one up used, or maybe somewhere else. Then yeah, you're gonna save a lot of money compared to the A31. But if you do want a phone that's gonna give you an additional Android update, then the A31 is probably a better choice. And the A31 is totally worth it to pay $250 to get this phone. So if you are totally fine with paying $250 for a decent smartphone, then just get the A31. But if you do want to kind of get the best value for your dollar, then the A30, I would say, does provide you with that. Really, the biggest benefits with the A31 in comparison is that you are getting double the amount of storage, better cameras, a larger battery, an additional Android update, and slightly better performance. But minus that, the A30 is equal to the A31. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful. Of course, to see the most up-to-date pricing for both phones, as I'm sure prices will go down over time as they always do with every tech product out there, take a look at the links in the video description. But definitely make sure to sub to the channel, follow me on my social media accounts, give this video a thumbs up. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. But my name is Kevin. This is the Samsung Galaxy A31 versus the Samsung Galaxy A30. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day.